Hey guys, Jeff from Smoking T-Jets. We got a beautiful day. It's like 75 out, no humidity. It's absolutely wonderful out here in Florida. My wife's been getting me, get the stuff for the Christmas out of the attic there. So up and down is fun getting that stuff. Yeah, it's joyous and fun. She's got enough to do on the inside. I started coming out here. And I told you guys this a number of times. Sometimes I just run the cars. If I find an issue going on with them, I'll fix it. Like, hey, listen, I don't think that's been buffed out recently. I'll make it look good. Or, hey, listen, and then today, here's what happened. It was the tires. I had and I love, doesn't that medium hunter green or whatever it is, doesn't that just look good on the track? It really does. I love it. Now, here's what happened. I put it on, make sure there you go. You see that? I know it's uphill. There you go. Helps with this. A little wishy-washy, slidey, not enough traction. Let's do this. Any other car, I don't care what. I do like the orange. The orange stands out so well, doesn't it? Orange stands out so well. Contrast on the track. Takes right off, doesn't it? Takes right off. So what's that tell you? Two cars, two completely different cars. Track is clean, the rails are clean, all that. So why did the Cheetah not perform as well as the Shark? Why did that happen? It's got to be tires. I've had this for, I'm going to say decades. I don't know if I've ever changed the tires. I don't know if they need to be sanded. We're going to go through all that stuff, guys. We're going to go through all that. I'm going to tell you, hey, when do you replace the tires? When do you sand them? And much, much more. Give me just a sec. Okay, very good. Let me get the camera set here. I'm trying to get this set up. Here's the first thing. When we're talking about replacing the tires, we're talking about replacing them, the first thing you look for is cracks and splits. How old are these tires? Quite frankly, I don't know. I mean, decades, say 50, 60 years. They start disintegrating, over time. So when I'm looking at them, or just feeling them even, see if I get focus here. Now, is that supple? Yeah. Not bad. It's got some wiggle room. Do we see? Yeah, there we go. I know I pulled it. Now, it's not going to disintegrate, but when that starts happening, and then that tire loses its integrity, you got to replace it. Anything going on with this one? I don't know if this is good all the way around. Right, and you look how it flexes, that's what you want. Now this, look at this. I knew that, yeah. You see the little flange right there? That's a vibrator tire. That's a 60-year-old vibrator tire, and it's still supple. Now I don't know about the inside diameter, and I don't know about the traction with it, but it's still supple. Next one. Oops. Oh, I just heard it hit the track. Yeah, this is like rock hard, and it's getting ready to crack in multiple places. Trash, absolutely trash. Last one. Yeah, there's barely, let me squish it. It's gonna crack if I do it. It's gonna crack, I can feel it. So if it's gonna crack, stop. It's just throw it away, just absolutely throw it away. You know what? And we've all had them like that, but it's not gonna grip the rim any better if it's cracked. You know what? Number two, as far as one of the reasons why you would want to replace this, we've all had it, it's if you have on the tire a flat spot because it's been sitting in the case for years, decades, you're not going to sand it out. Yes, you could possibly, depending on it, but if it's got a flat spot, just go ahead and replace it. You know what? And we've all had them. I've had them on the T-Jets. I've had them on the AFX. I've had them on the tough ones. Often you'll get a flat spot, so it's time to replace it when that happens. Third reason to replace them is overstretching. And you guys know what I mean. And I had my calipers out here doing this just a bit ago. But when that inside diameter hole gets overstretched from the rim, it's going to be loose. And just for fun, and I had to replace my battery. I've had this for years. I had to replace the battery just today. It's like, hey, old reliable, and then it wasn't on for more than 2 seconds and it quit. Okay, now as far as the standard T-Jet chassis, I'm gonna see if I can do it real quick here, live and all that. Okay, nope, let me get the, yeah. Now that, what do we got, 4.6? That is the rim, that's the rim, that's the rim, okay? Now you see this little black nub over here? This little black nub was in the inside of an original Aurora tire when I got it, and it has since fell out. I wish it would have stayed in the tire. But when you measure this, and I'm going to try to get it right, a little bit tighter, there you go, 4.4. So the inside diameter when Aurora made the tires was 4.4, and what do we have over here, 4.6, is that what I said? I think it was 4.6. Let me get it. I went over it. Yeah, this is easy to do. Yeah, 4.6, 4.6, 4.7. Take my thumb away. So anyhow, the inside diameter was smaller, so Aurora knew that if you put a tire on there, there should be some resistance. Now, just for fun, I don't care. I'm going to grab any one of them. I'm going to put it on the inside. Yeah, that's the inside, and that's moving freely. I'm not stretching it. And what do we have there? 4.7. So it has stretched so much. You know what? The inside diameter has stretched so much. I almost broke the thing. It has stretched so much, it's not going to grip the rim. It won't. All right, very good. Next up is when to sand the tires and why. I tell you what, sanding your tires as far as getting better performance in any slot car, but just say with these thin tires, the T-Jets, sanding the tires is like the secret sauce to improve the traction. It really is. Always try that first. Don't go straight away for changing them out for a new, like a gel claw or something. I love gel claw, don't get me wrong, or any compound tires, don't get me wrong, but try sanding first. You know what? Always try sanding first. When do you sand the tires though, right? When do you sand them? Sand them, here's one thing. If there's, and I really haven't messed with them, but if they're soft and supple, but not perfectly true, go ahead and, sand them. Go ahead and do that. If the car fishtails, and we've all seen it, if it fishtails too much or chatters around the corner, like it's going around the corner, kind of skips a little bit, chatters on the corner, you might want to try sanding. And if you look at these, and these are not, but if you look at these and the surface is shiny, these are more like a matted, you know what? I got some hair down there. If they're shiny, it's like, no, go ahead and sand it. You want a slight performance boost without changing any parts, sand the tires. Now when you sand the tires, sanding the tires it's like a flat, clean patch gives more grip, more stability, which makes sense because these tires, if I'm not wrong, they were made from a two-part mold, and often there's that line in them. You know what? So sanding helps get rid of that, gives you more of a flat patch there. You can use a tire truer. I think I'm saying that right, truer, a Dremel. So I've seen some guys do a Dremel. I'm not going to do that. I've seen it done. That's not the way I'm going to do it. And then the way I do it is like one of two ways. I put a piece of sandpaper on the track, and I'll show you, or I'll use, and my wife just gave me a new one today. It's all bright and pink. I asked her, I said, hey, can I have a new nail file? And it's bright and pink. So I'll show you how to use that just in a sec. All right, now here's one way I do it. I take the sandpaper there, I get it going just under the back wheels, and then I kind of grind down. Now you see what it's doing? The black there, that's getting rid of it. And you see it's happening more on the passenger side than the right side. So now I'm really trying to concentrate over there, and it's still not doing much. So, and here's a different way I also do it. I'm going to take it over here to the transformer, and my wife just gave me a brand new one of these, and I love it. It's pink. It's absolutely wonderful. And you do this, you hold it, and then if you just need to do one tire or both, you can literally do either or that way. Oops, tire fell off. Now see what we were talking about earlier? And I tell you what, it's not going to crumble, but that's hard. And remember I said that this one wasn't giving much of the black rubber off? It's that hard, guys. This one's gonna have to be replaced. I don't think sanding is gonna fix this problem. Just one quick note as far as going back to replacing the tires. And I've had this, I bet you guys have too. If they feel gummy, I've taken it off of rims and some of the residual tire was left on the rims because they were so gummy. If they feel flaky or brittle, you gotta replace them. You know what? I'm gonna get this on the track with the tire sanding. And just to recap why you would wanna sand the tires. If the tires are soft, still good, but not perfectly true, do it. If it fishtails a lot. Some guys like the drifting, I do, but if it's too much, you might want to try quick sanding. The tire surface is skinny, but if it's shiny, it's slippery. So it's got to be flat. It's got to be flat. All right, very good. Just got the tire back on. Let's see what we get here. Any better, any different? Because it was just literally just having a hard time getting up this little incline. Yeah, it still spun a little bit, didn't it? Still spun a little bit. So I'm thinking the one tire is harder than the other one, so it's not giving it enough traction like the one that's a little bit more supple. So did the sanding help? Yeah, sure did. Is it a complete fix? No, I don't think it is. We'll definitely replace those back tires. Now another thing, tire diameter. The diameter affects the gear ratio. A lot of you guys know that. It's not a secret. It's not a secret. But if you don't think about it, a lot of guys don't get it. But the smaller the tire, and I'm talking about on the back there, the lower the gear ratio, the quicker but more low top speed. The smaller the tire. The larger the tire, higher top speed, but slower off the line. Slower off the line. So if you're going to put the big old tires, which every one of us did on the back there, top end, yeah, off the line, not as quick as the smaller ones. Now here's a little tidbit. I know you guys have run across the same thing. I've grabbed two T-Jet tires, steam T-Jet tires for my bin, but it's important to match them in pairs. The reason I say that, if you set them down and one is slightly higher than the other one, it's going to make like a wobble or a lean type of a thing to it, or poor cornering, you know what I mean? Or the rear end will drift out too much. So when you get the tires, pair them up, because I know darn well I've sanded some and probably not others. And if they're not paired up to where they're the same, you're going to have those wobbles and funky things like that. So pay attention to pairing them up. You know what? I do want to touch on the rim type and the fit. Not all T-Jet rims grip the tires equally. You've noticed that, I've noticed that. Pretty close, but they all don't. If the rim doesn't fit the tire equally, you'll have sometimes the tire will start creeping on the hub there, and that's what you don't want. It doesn't give any stability. The standard rims from Aurora, they may have had a couple of different molds, because they're definitely not all equal. And if they're not equal, it doesn't fit the tire right, you'll again get that wobble, like faster wear, all that kind of stuff. So again, the way the tire fits on the rim, very, very, very important. And what's interesting, just to that point a little bit, the tire's job is to grip the track. That's what the tire's job is, not the rim. The tire's job is to grip the track. The rim must grip the tire. You get it? The rim must grip the tire. So if the rim is made with a diameter that doesn't make the tire grip, that's the rim's fault. Okay, that's the rim's fault. The tread, the tire, that's made for gripping the track. You know, I said earlier, many of the old Aurora tires, they've literally fossilized, guys. So we tried the sanding. I think the sanding was better on one of the tires, better than the other one, but I've got two new compound tires or silicone. I'm not sure what they're made of. Whenever they say compound, I'm like, well, what's in the compound? You know, what kind of compound? You know, I have no idea. So let me change those out for these, and we'll see if we get any better difference over here on the incline. Okay, just got the new back tires on. And what's interesting is, I've heard this before, front tires don't matter. Yeah, they do. Here's why. You think they just roll, and no, here's why. And I didn't discover this. This is from one of my viewers. Front tires matters because if you use a slightly, like sanded down, slightly smaller diameter front tire, that makes the shoe, the pickup shoes, it improves the pickup pressure on them. I didn't consider that. I've never considered it. That's not for me. That's from one of my viewers years ago. So he would sand the front tires, he probably put them on the back tires, sand them to where their diameter is a little less than what they are right now. Kind of a cool idea, you know what? Let's get on the track. We are looking good. Let's get on the track, see what we get. Oh, no spin, no hesitation. That was perfect. That was perfect. See, so we tried sanding out, yeah. Well, it was too brittle. It was too old, too hard. Oh, God, it runs good now. And that tells you if you tried sanding them first, just go ahead and replace them. I think the gel claws are absolutely wonderful. A little too grippy for me. These are from Bob Beers. Again, he says they're a compound. What that means, I don't know, but I love them. And when I was putting the new tread on the back rims there, they were snug. They were snug. The rim's doing its job. Well, I tell you what, I really like that green. I think that is just a good, strong color. You know what? I really do. Nice green there. All right, guys, I'm going to end off here in just a second. Those tires are going to be garbage there. Got some cool projects coming up. I can't wait to get to that one. That's been a project for 40 plus years or so, 50 years maybe. That's a project if you want to finish there. And my book up on Amazon. Go ahead and get it. It's great for the holidays. It's great for Wednesday. It's great for Tuesday. It's great for every day. If you want to gift it or something, I would be pleased as punch, guys. But that's up on Amazon right now. And here's my free section. It has increased in size. Let me know if anything here. That's never been out of the package, guys. Let me know. That's a bunch of, what is that? That's the cigar box stuff. Tires, you guys have seen this. The oil, the keys for the tracks, the mold, slimline. Let me know if that interests you. I'm in a holiday spirit right now, so hit me up for some free stuff, guys. Once again, my book, it's on Amazon. Thank you guys for getting it. And if you want to go ahead and get it, now's a great time to do it for the holidays. Absolutely wonderful time. All right, guys, I can't think of anything else. If you enjoyed it, pardon me, like, subscribe, share. And about sharing. I don't know if I've ever told the story. My buddy Kevin up in Ontario, he was so kind. He told me one time, he says, listen, again, up in Ontario, it's cold. So when it's their lunch break, they go inside. They stop working outside, they go inside. And he says in the break room, he would play my videos. God bless him. I love that. So if you want to share something like that and tell me about it, that just warms my heart, guys. All right, Jeff from Smoking Tea Jets. See ya.